Great. Okay. Oops, I need to get that first before I forget. Just need to put that over here so I can't get inside. Like, okay, we got it, bro. Let's go get started. What's happening, everybody? It's your boy Hardcore, and we're back today with even more action Taimanin. You know it. We love it. It's the good stuff this week. So, to start us off, we've got several things we need to take care of. We've got ourselves new costumes, that's for sure. We have some reruns as well. A very important rerun, actually. It's well, it doesn't really come as much as a surprise because they put it in the newsletter. It's going to come this time, but it comes a week beforehand before Limited Mirabell. Because this week we're going to be preparing for Limited Mirabell that comes up next week. Take a look at some costumes. We'll keep it brief today because I have to get back to work on some stuff. But I wanted to go hang out with you guys a little bit before we finally get started. So today we've got obviously Nun Phantasma and the 2 Wanted costume series. So let's go to the store and check it out. So we got Costumes. We have Wanted and Wanted 2. There's also Wanted 3, but that comes out later on in the month, which is Oboro and Asagi. So obviously we have the Wanted series, which lasts until Thanksgiving. Well, not Thanksgiving, that's the next Tuesday. So pick these up, obviously very cool costumes. My favorite Spinel costume right there. Great stuff. Bounty Hunter Spinel. Her arms are super thin, but she's got enough power to just show you why she's the boss of this gym. Comes in nice colors like this. You can get it in Spinel red. Who doesn't love that? You can even take her jacket off and it reminds you that, wow, she really don't got much going on there. Means to hit the gym, baby girl. And obviously at Wanted Criminal Lapis, very good stuff here too. Not much in terms of customization. You can't use the big iron on her hip, but you can change her clothes to say the least. It's pretty cool. She looks like she's something out of like a not Mad Max essentially, but she's missing more like straps and stuff, but it's there. But what we're after mostly is the newest addition to costumes, which is Wanted 2. Azuma's first really new set of clothes that she can get. Lazy Cop Azuma, the lithe lady herself. She's one bad mama jamma. She'll be straight up arresting you without any cause or accord. Comes in nice colors. You got a classic blue. You have tack black. You have white because she looks like she goes in the office or something. You can give her a hat and it makes her hair longer, and then you can put her hair up and it makes her hair shorter. She managed to gain a whole like another foot when she puts the officer's hat on. So if it works for you, it works for you. Frankly, I really appreciate they give her other designs, to say the least. They call her lazy, but in fact she's one of the more active characters in the series. But then we have Bad Cop Micah. There's no vest that's fitting her, so she wears that all the way out. Like, my goodness. She's putting that out for everybody to see. She is crazy. My lady is crazy. Because, like, everything she's got is essentially, like, maximum fatitude, to say the least. Like, my goodness, Micah is a big girl. Comes in wonderful colors, just like her sister. But it's like what is it? The handcuffs, like, stretch and distort compared to the, what is it? The handcuffs stretch and distort compared to the actual clothing itself. Does Mike actually get like a thigh holster too? I mean, look at that. It's like, that shit is gripping on there. I wouldn't be surprised if like she goes out there and just like flexes one of her thighs and it's just like it just blows off the holster itself. If it can't handle Micah, then what good is it what good is it going to be to the department? Even in the art itself, it shows it's like, it's just gripping that thing right there. Yeah, Micah has hers. Not Micah, Azuma has hers. Michael will just hit you with like, Micah will just straight up hit you in general. It's like body cams, what's that? Police brutality, she's got protection. Need to unmute that. And obviously we have Nun Phantasma. Nun Phantasma specifically, we'll take a look at her. Obviously today's thumbnail, very important supporter that most people will mostly kick themselves because the future that came ahead from the supporter is one thing you need to consider. Because this supporter itself is actually, it's extremely good. Same thing with the weapon too. It turns Phantasma from already a very strong character in support into something that's the perfect all-rounder, to say the least. Choir Phantasma comes with increased damage dealt to one enemy and increases damage dealt to all enemies by 8%. Very strong damage supporter, so it's very important that you pick it up. Because not only because of its strong capabilities in green, it removes one buff from 3 enemies, maxes out I think it's 6, to every enemy for every 15 seconds. And then this is like a massive nuke on one enemy. But the most important part is that it removes every 6 seconds, it removes it from 6 enemies. That means all you have to do is just put it in the main slot, wait. Well, actually, this applies from second 1. As soon as the first action applies, it will remove any and all buffs. So this is mostly important for Kanaloa. And obviously, if you go to Tower 130, it has enemies now that apply immunity to ranged or melee, just like in the Kanaloa fight. And this is also nice in general for any enemy that has like multi-layered buffs or different kinds of stuff in general. Like the Blue Man Group Taimanin guy, the Rock Taimanins, who has the defense buff and also an attack buff at the same time. The fact that you can weaken it from effectively every 15 seconds and keep it suppressed makes those fights a lot easier. It's just good all the way around. Like picking this up, it's like the problem with it though is like, damn it. The problem with this though comes with the fact that Mirabell's new supporter limited set comes out next week. So now we have, when does this last? This lasts until November 24th. Exactly 2 weeks. This is honestly a supporter you don't want to miss, because when this got introduced, it gets a little bit wrote off. Oh, it only removes buff. It only works on Kanaloa. They add these things into the game, and then they add these things for it to counter in the future. So it's not exactly like, it's going to be a one and done situation. It's limited gear. They try to make it so it's useful in many, many situations. So look at Golden Seraph. Golden Seraph does one thing and one thing very well. So Clinging Nightmare pulls in enemies and explodes at the end of its duration, dealing a knockback attack, deals to 180 to 360 of attack to nearby enemies. After using this skill, speed is increased by 8 to 16%. The speed is okay. It makes your DPS go slightly higher. And the explosion is like, the explosion at the end is like the antithesis of the suction effect this does. I only really ever run this for the suction effect, because you only need like one copy of this. If you're playing support Phantasma, she does not care about like doing damage. She just wants to be the support, and this is a wonderful situation because it combines the fact of suction power and defense reduction together. It's like it's like a super support Kurenai. And I think like Clinging Nightmare's cooldown is like even lower than like Galestorm or something, whatever Kurenai's suction ability is. It can't beat Eleanor in terms of pure AoE coverage, but the fact that it has like Clinging Nightmare lasts so long, you can break armor and it will still suck it to the location. So it has a lot of utility behind it. It's not meant for like dealing huge damage. It can do it, but it also is it's such a nice utility feature. Because we compare these two, so now it's like this lasts for 2 weeks, and now your question is, do you want to pick it up? Now, one other thing we want to do is go take a look at 'Cause I want to look at, where is it? Oh, I can't find it. Where's my for Chrome? I do hope we get the clone costumes for the both of them, or at least for some of them, because it would be really nice, to say the least. There it is. So let's go over to their webpage. Go to F11 that. Actually, no, I can. Nope. Cool, I can. I can just do F11. So let's go over to the YouTube page because they have a nice update. There it is. Oh, I love the full screen feature so much. It's so nice. It's loud. I know she's going to be loud too, because that's just what Mirabell does, is go to theatra mode. All right, everybody, let's see what this supporter is going to bring to the table next week. So it's the formal dress uniform from RPGX, and it finally makes it into the game. Okay, so we talked about this the other day. Is Heimdall got leaked? Not like, oh, like a server situation. No, it got they put it into the exchange facility, and you could try to pick it up. Here's the thing about Heimdall. Heimdall itself is like, it marks enemies. I love it. I love hitting my monitor because I need to like turn around. So Heimdall itself is marks enemies hit by fire support for 12 seconds, reducing critical resistance by 15 to 30, and additional damage equal to 120% of attack for 3 seconds. For every 3, has a 15% on basics to inflict 6% increased damage taken on the enemy for 5 seconds. So this manages to combine her Momochi weapon and also have a unique effect behind it. This is primarily meant for, obviously, fire support. This is going to be green all day because, what is it? She has green fire support has a massive critical, is a 250 modifier on criticals, and reducing critical resistance makes it hit that much harder. So, and like usually what I ended up using fire support for is you get Yuri Hisui, you get either your ultimate or just strafe the crowd and try to build up as many hits as possible to build up as many points into Yuri Hisui. Pop it at like 50 to 75, drop fire support. You'll get 2 instances of fire support out of it, and you'll nuke anything. All this does for fire support is just make it hit a little harder. I wouldn't say a little harder because we'll take a look at later what the 120% of every 3 seconds means. And the defense down, the 48% defense down on any enemy that gets hit by this to stack is very, very nice, because this actually goes even higher than a Momochi weapon itself. Those max out at 5 stacks. This is 8. So now you can do a 48% defense down to make fire support hit that much harder, even though it's already one of her most effective skills in the first place. But how does it compete against her actual Thank you, Phantasma. I need to read what that does again. Because Cleansing Everwhite is obviously her package weapon, the best in slot situation in 90% of all situations for her. Because we'll switch back for a second. Because Cleansing Everwhite increases your particle charge amount from attacks by 70 to 140. Restores 30% of particle gauge when ultimate effect ends. Increases damage by 50 to 100% when wearing your exoskeleton. While moving, increases damage by 4% per second. Stacks up to 10. And if you're stationary for too long, it removes a stack. So, one thing to note about fire support is that it does not summon her exoskeleton. So it needs like a whole bunch of these like support features behind it to do it. The thing is, though, it's like this is almost her taking a support role. This is almost her taking a support role inside whatever she's trying to accomplish. Now, frankly, it's like, it's nice. I don't really see much of use of it because what is it? It typically is going to compete with Cleansing Everwhite. Because let's slow down on Heimdall. Let's go over to the supporter itself. Assemble! Summons a exosuit for 30 seconds after using your ultimate. Increases damage dealt by a machine type character by 30%. Already can be used for Psycha. It's going to be pretty psychotic on her, yet it doesn't really actually work out too well because Psycha just wants to do as much critical damage as possible. She has like her set is because this requires the main slot situation. No, this can be in the sub slot, but the thing is, Psycha's sub slots are filled with critical rate and damage, so you need to be very competitive in that sort of stuff for her because it's the only other machine character that can use it besides Mirabell. Because Mirabell herself is pretty awful in Total War because of her AI itself behaving like Astaroth. Man, I need a drink. Thirsty. Okay. So obviously this will do some pretty nice stuff for Psycha because we only have well, not just Psycha. This will work nicely for Asuka as well because it's general racial type instead of just like, oh, you have to be an assist, oh, you have to be that. Because let's see, green for Shisui is not anything remarkable. Let's sort by machines. Emily gets really good use out of this. Asuka does, for the most part. Mirabell obviously will get to use this for her green setups. Psycha gets okay use out of it if you're not doing criticals. And Shisui, her green build is not that great because most of the time you're going to be using blue or red with her. But it's all right. Mirabell's the only one though who can take advantage of the summon a hard suit for 30 seconds after using an ultimate because she's the only one who has the particle charge enough to actually get that fast. Because in terms of particle charge, the increased damage by 4% per particle owned, and then the active is Call Laser Strike, deals continuous damage to 3.5 times your attack. Obviously, Mirabell's attack itself is very low, so dealing triple that doesn't really feel that good. We'll see that in a second in the video. Thank you, Phantasma. That's really loud. But this is, if you're using Mirabell, this is actually really nice to combine with Cleansing Everwhite because now she has, with Everwhite, she has the ability to gain particles faster alongside her, her little buddies are able to actually gain her particles even quicker too because she already summons 2 suits on using an ultimate. And then she actually gets to, like, the particle charge boost is really nice. She needs some sort of way to get it like particles faster to make this worthwhile. Because when you're gonna have this in the main slot, you give up the ability to use Yuri Hisui, which is honestly the better choice. Because it's like every time that it's like I keep reading about this stuff, it's like it doesn't feel like it's gonna change too much about her, because the strongest option still is going to be Everwhite because it actually synergizes better with the supporter than it does with the actual weapon itself. Because now you have with Everwhite, it has the stacking boost based on movement, and it plays into her particle charge builds. So that's like, I mean, what more could you ask for? Oh yeah, that's perfect. It's like a really good costume for Mirabell would be like a 1 day job where she's a construction worker with her wife beater and the vest, blue jeans, and work boots. She got them Tims on. She's gonna look like the video for like the, what is it, the Benny Benassi song, push me and then just touch me. Satisfaction, that's it. Until I get my satisfaction. And of course, Mirabell do be pushing back real hard. I wonder what aspects are going to be able to change, because I can already see like we could probably take the shoulders off, and that's about it. There's not going to be much you could change because there ain't that much to hide on Mirabell. I mean, also it's like when I keep looking at this, it's like not just these, but it's the fact that it's like, all right, what if you don't have Cleansing Everwhite? What if you just have something like Valiant Sigurd or Yamawaro? Okay, like Yamawaro is her Momochi weapon. So if you just take, so if you compare it even against to a Momochi weapon, reducing critical resistance, it's like, I really can't see it because I don't know, maybe my thinking is too limited on this, because every time I see this, it's like they're not going to improve her AI in Total War, because the one time this would be really useful is in there, but she is too far away from enemies to get any sort of use out of it. And then when you're using it as a player, what is it? This has a, so this is, oh cool. So my copy is at 5.5. When the max damage it can do to do that is, what is it? 8 times 5. That's 40% defense down, and that's based off of your critical hit. So that's like, this offers more consistency to do slightly higher defense down, like compared to a 48% to a 48% on this for Heimdall to Yamawaro's 40%, but that's at max too. So even at something at a 1, this is 3, so that's 24 versus 20. So the difference is almost negligible at that point, even at low cost situations. And it's like, this is going to be a 50% critical reduce but it's lasted hard 12 seconds, which is actually a really nice debuff. And then it does the bonus damage inside there. I don't know. This is a hard sell, because it's like, this week is Nun Phantasma, which both items are very good, because one plays, like, her gold orb plays into her support features and does a very, very good job at sucking up spiders, soldiers, the jellyfish. It does a very good job in just about everywhere it goes. And this is like, but it only works for one skill. But even then, that one skill is like, it's good. We'll obviously have to play with this when it comes out, and we're going to play with this when it comes out. The supporter, though, is really what gets my goat going with it, because it's like, this is nice. I just enjoy the fact it's like, it gives a base damage boost. You can put it in the sub slot. I don't really know exactly what you're going to be able to do so much with, like, okay, putting this with her, and you use your ultimate, you create 3 clones. It's like that Doesn't do too much. They take the heat off of her, but not that much. I guess it's really funny if you can use it on like mass Taimanin, because she just sits there and like she makes clones, you make clones, and now they you know, it's a brawl like it's in the fucking Warriors or something. This is really nice though. I think we have one other supporter from what I remember. We got one recently and she's General Pool. It's all the way at the bottom. I don't have it. There it is. Kuroda Tomoe from Boner Lady. So you'd want to use Tomoe with Storm Mirabell, because it's what is it? Particle charge gained through attacks, increased damage by 2 to 4% per one particle owned. So there we go. This is what I figured. It's like this is a good supporter. So switch over there. This supporter, if you don't have it yet, this is one of the newest permanent pool supporters we got, and Zui Mama, boy is that great, because this is on the sub slot, and Mirabell's Metal Storm ability requires it to be in the main slot, so it actually gets really nice synergy out of it. You'd still want to use Everwhite because of that massive particle charge boost. So it's like Particles Mirabell seems like the play here, because she can just gain it back as much as possible. You need the refund. Because it's like, I think there's like, I don't know if there's any more supporters in, there's probably one more supporter in green, because if you're playing fire support, you need all three to actually get any sort of substantial benefit out of it, because you want that 250 critical modifier, because she's just like so good at gaining particles, especially when there's multiple people around. And it's like you get the ability to pierce shots, the piercing shot stuff. That allows you to hit two enemies at once, get even more particles off of it at the same time. So that seems like what we're gonna do next week is make Particles Mirabell. I've saved up my resources getting ready for this situation, so I am most certainly ready for the Metal Storm Mirabell situation, so that's going to be nice. But let's finish the video. Let's go here. Oh hell yeah, my man JC Tips got a new video out. Let's do a live reaction to it afterwards. We don't have much going on this week, so we'll do that. Gotta support my man. Dude, her ass is her ass is enormous. Oh, there's a better one that comes later. Look at that. It's freaking enormous. That's like that is tip top Cyan artwork right there. It's like bro's like, yeah, I'm gonna make like not Faust. It's it's the fat like robot cats one that looks like a Mirabell's suit. Damn, that shit's great. It's pretty good. That's a nice line drive hit right there. I wonder if you can do stuff with like, because that's a 460 off of that thing in the first place. It's good for grinding things down in the dust. Man, that's nice. 10 minutes. Is that tower 1? No, it's like that's a pre-120 floor. That's oh, I forget. It's like that's the one where you face like a bunch of bugs and demons that actually do a ton of damage. Because I tried using this level for Kara to show off how she is, and she couldn't even get in close enough to defeat the fucking bees. FMJs, there it is. Because it's like they have to be using FMJ to actually get anything good out of the particle charge. I never see them use Riot Tackle. That's weird. Riot Tackle in green doesn't even actually do anything for the most part. I think it's just a cooldown reduction. But that's Mirabell's new supporter. Particles Mirabell is probably going to be the way that you do that. So we're going to take a look at that for sure. That's going to be one for next week. I'm gonna like to do. We'll have the big let's go gambling session to see if we even get any copies of it in the first place. I've been we gotta hope and pray on that one because I've been gassing up Mirabell for the last she released in April. No, she was let's see. Yeah, in April. I've been gassing her up the whole year. I hope we get something good. But let's watch Action Taimanin Builds and Tips, episode 19.
And welcome back to the channel. JC here with
I wish you would turn up the volume on your microphone.
Tips. But before we start, don't forget to leave a like, share, and subscribe if you enjoy the content. So today we're checking supporters and weapons that help us with super armor break. There's a handful of them, and we're gonna analyze which synergies you want to take into consideration when using them, and I'm gonna show you how to use them in conjunction to some degree. So starting with the first supporter that allow us to break super armor, and that's gonna be, where is it? Oh, here. That's gonna be Draconic Su. Draconic Su was built in a different age, and it's certain.
I like that. I like that how we both have. I have this. Obviously, I have the supporter, but it's like I think I have the 3-5, and I have done nothing with it because. Let's see what he has to say because I already know it's a very old supporter, and it feels like a very old supporter.
Certainly hasn't aged well, but there are some advantages. So here active says sends a draconic wave ahead, deals damage, and removes the super armor of the enemy on a 40-second cooldown. That's pretty good. Normally you would think that pairing her with Aoi and Mitsuki would be a good idea, but honestly it isn't. You don't want to keep the enemy with the super armor break. You want to deal damage while the enemy has the super armor break, so use damage increase paired with this one, and preferably consider that this is going to increase melee damage naturally. So
From what I remember about this supporter, it's a line drive attack, and the wave itself isn't actually very quick. It's like when you use the snake weapons, and it sends that wave forward, and it's like a very slow projectile. So it's like if anything happens, the enemies can move out of the way for it. So I understand the mentality, but it's like on a 40-second CD, it's pretty nice. But most of the thing you'd be looking for is to take advantage of breaking the armor in the first place. That's my biggest thing with these break armor on active is that's 40 sec. That's the opportunity cost is fucking awful. They're 40 seconds for doing it one time. It's like no, I can't see it. This is honestly the reason why White Feather is still the gold standard for it. They White Feather just says, yeah, fucking forget about that. I'm gonna just break your armor down, and it's gonna be I'm going to win.
You want to use this on a melee build. Then, what other options do we have? We have the infamous, White Feather Asuka. So White Feather Asuka is gonna enhance damage for machines and suppress their characters, and if you have this on the main, it has an extra passive. Skills attack remove the super armor at a 10% chance, immediately restoring 6% of lost HP. So this is a pretty busted supporter. So busted in fact that characters that do not have the suppress type or the machine trait use this. Like for example, Micah. Micah is an excellent character to use the supporter, even though it doesn't get benefit from the main passive, just because of the amount of multi-hit of her skills. Death from above, Toothless Explosion, and Carpet Bombing are just gonna decimate the super armor of the enemy when you have the supporter on the main. So it doesn't matter the traits of your character, you just want a huge amount of multi-hits. Whatever character you have with multi-hits is gonna help you out. But if you want to use characters that are enhanced by this, I'm gonna show you some options. So number one, the machines, forget about them. The only reliable one is gonna be Asuka. The other ones don't have enough
Shisui actually
bonus skills.
Shisui actually gets way better usage out of White Feather if you're trying to actually use it for straight damage. Because I think it's like White Feather when it maxes out is like 40 something percent. It's no, I think it's like both factors are like 45%. Where is it? Where is Asuka? Where are you? Because I gotta find that myself. But you obviously don't use it for just straight damage. Even Asuka herself isn't actually like the... Well, she's actually a pretty solid user of it because she has like a minimum of 4 hits with every attack. Because the effect is 24-24. So it's a 48% boost to Asuka and Shisui. Now, frankly, you obviously don't equip this to any character who's going to be using this forever. Because... there's like many characters that can use this. We've discussed it to death. There's nothing there.
Use this reliably. On the other hand, for suppressed type characters, we do have options. We have, of course, Anaros, pretty decent with a specific build.
We're not fucking using Anaros.
Astaroth, not Astaroth, sorry, Phantasma and Astaroth, both of them summon a circle that deals multi-hit, and that's gonna be able to break the super armor. Shizuru is also a viable option, and White Feather Asuka, of course. Those are the characters that you want to use with White Feather Asuka if you want to break the super armor, and at the same time get some amount of damage increase from the supporter. Then, the next one is going to be Lightning Sonic Urahari. This one is pretty decent, but it has limitations. So, number one,
I do find this kind of neat how this is the opinion of this supporter has changed a lot. Not so much here. This has always been really nice, at least on like the sizable factor over there with Miss Rin. But when this supporter came out earlier this year, people were gassing this shit up as the second coming of Christ in terms of like, oh my god, it's White Feather too. It's not. It's still a fact of all right. Melee attacks on electrocuted enemies have a 100% chance with a 50 to 100 to break super armor every 15 seconds. That's still 4 times. That's better than Draconic Sue to blow something up, and then it's and it deals bonus damage to there. It's like the fact that you can break super armor 4 times a minute is good because it's like obviously that's a way better opportunity cost. And it comes on the sub slot, so you don't actually have to set it in the main, which is much better. You can actually use this with someone like Azuma, and it gets much more value out of it. I like that. I don't have enough copies to really go nuts with it because I didn't want to pick it up. The weapon I was more interested in, but then it's like, all right, it didn't actually do that much in the first place, because obviously, like, oh, it doesn't hide it hides my mouse. There we go. Does it capture my cursor? Yes, it does. Cool. That's nice. Even at just 1 copy of this in the first place, a 50% chance on melee attacks in general, because the super type for melee attack, they're not the super type, but the aspect for melee attacks means you can just do your basic string, like with Ozma or anything like that, to break armor this way.
You have to be using a melee character with this one. Number 2, you preferably want to use this on a human/demon team, not machines. And third, you want to use Rin, Asuma, or Anaros with a green supporter on your team. Otherwise, you're not going to be able to abuse this, because you want sources of electrocute. But this supporter, even though it has its own way to inflict electrocute, it takes time. So let's read it. Make melee attacks on electrocuted enemy have a 100% chance to break the super armor every 15 seconds. Increases damage dealt by 14% for each human type and demon type ally, including yourself. And the active creates an electric field that deals damage, continuous damage for 5 seconds, and Enemies hit by the field are inflicted with electrocute for 9 seconds. So if you don't use the 3 characters that I just mentioned, you have to wait 60 seconds to break the super armor. And that's not really appealing when the cooldown is only 15. So yeah, you want to use another source of electrocute. Keep that in mind. Then, the
Well,
last
Ozma can keep it up by herself in the first place. Rin's sources of electrocute are like pretty limited. The same thing. Well, Anne Rose's are actually even better at this point because she can use her finisher all the time. It's, I don't know, it's a harder sell to say the least. It's like I understand why he wants it that badly. I mean, he's also like he raised it to 14 for the defensive features, but it's like, bro, I can't do it. It's like that's a supporter I just can't use. It's just if I'm running electrocute, I've got bigger problems than just breaking armor. I'll just probably end up using like Red Shazoover or something. There we go. That's what I was figuring next. He's gonna go to Sky Edge because it's hot right now.
I think it's 32%. Yeah, 32% increases the critical damage of human type characters by 32%, and when the enemy super armor is destroyed, the character's skill cooldown.
So a really good thing you can do for like the future, like this is for anybody on supporters. You go to like their entry. If you don't remember what their base value is, or want to know what it's like at max, go to the entry for whatever it is in the compendium. Find out what it is. Like I think this one starts out, it's like 18. So it's like 18, multiply it by 2. That's what you're going to have at the maximum. I'm glad it's really simple like that in this game. It's like I can just multiply it by 2 and I'll know instantly what the final result is going to be like. That's really nice.
Is reset. Activate every 20 seconds. Pretty busted effect. That's why it has a long cooldown. And that's gonna help you out dealing more damage to the enemy. Now, when the enemy's super armor is destroyed, their damage taken increases by 24% for 10 seconds. Also really useful, and it doesn't have a cooldown. Lastly, the active. Swiftly slashes nearby enemy, dealing damage, continuous damage, and breaks their super armor. 59-second cooldown is not gonna allow us to abuse this, but it is still a pretty good active, and it synergizes perfectly with a super armor break build perfectly.
So my thing with it is like, obviously I use this in Total War, and 59 seconds is like, it's atrocious. I've seen this thing get you like, I put it on an AI, I put on like my Phantasma because that's where it goes, and it's like Phantasma will cast this thing exactly 2 times, and this when it says swiftly slashes nearby enemies, it has. I am not kidding you. Like it's like is a very slow projectile right in front of you that just like drifts forward. It is like I had to look at like what the supporter did in the first place, like to see like swiftly slashes. It's like that's not swift at all. That's like waiting for paint to dry, man. Like I've literally seen instances of like during Total War of Black just says, "Yeah, I'm going to just move out of the way of this attack," which is not. It's not good because obviously you're using this for the unlimited cooldown on super armors destroyed increases damage taken by 24%. That's a main slot effect, so it gets increased by just awakening it twice. So 12 to 24, very very good. That's a hard defense down that's going to be constantly refreshed if you have some way to consistently break armor. Because not only that, this boosts machine type critical rate for characters. So it effectively makes characters like Saika, who right now is super hot because of her update, it makes the critical rate of her just go straight through the roof, and she makes essentially every single hit crit all the time. Let's see, the super armor reset, that's nice too. I like that's nice. It's every 20 seconds though, so you get 3 times a minute. So in team situations, that's really great. But it's like if you're trying to burst something down, this is the place to be. Because it's like like one thing that's not discussed here yet is going to be what I can see is what's it called, destroying super armor through straight damage, because obviously it's like that's the thing to do. The stronger enemies get, the harder it is to destroy their armor, so you look for solutions like this to instantly break it, like White Feather, like Draconic, like anything else really. I think there's actually a few more supporters that break armor, or at least like do increase super armor damage, but they're on call effects, so it's like,
with a
I don't
super
know.
break build. So, anyways, let's check now the weapon. There's only one weapon that we're gonna check, and that's Valiant Sigurd. Valiant Sigurd has the ability on their active to just break the super armor. It says fire a singular bullet, deals damage, and destroy the super armor of the enemy. 5 particles, but we can do builds to abuse particle charge. Unfortunately, this weapon is pretty slow, and that's the main problem with the weapon. That you have to wait a while before you actually fire and break the super armor. And if the enemy moves just a little bit to the side, they're not gonna break the super armor. They're not gonna get their super armor break. So, yeah, that's something to take into consideration.
I mean, that's also the thing too. Mirabell is so reliant on getting particles. This costs 5 to shoot once, so I don't know. When you think in terms of like immediate efficiency, it's not good, because obviously it gets outclassed by a single supporter in the first place. Because what is it? The only time I could ever see this actually being useful is next week. Is the only because it's like, if you have ways to increase Mirabell's particle charge and you're fighting one singular enemy, yeah, this will do it. This will actually just go hard as a motherfucker and like break armor and everything. But Mirabell has to take a stance. She's got to sit down, shoot the enemy, and it's got to like, it's a single bullet and doesn't pierce. So if she misses, you just broke the armor on like a fucking jellyfish or something, and it's like, it's terrible. That's like the main problem with it. Because if this went down to 3, it would be because Mirabell also doesn't have ways to speed herself up. So that's like one of the big problems with using weapon skills. And also it's like her particle generation needs to be like through the roof, because she's going to be using half her bar to just say, all right, I'm going to get rid of armor, when she could just when you could relegate that to somebody else and it'll go way better.
While usable, it is not the most reliable one of the bunch. So over here, very quickly, let's check this. Yeah, this one.
He did the same thing I do. Is like, all right, I've loaded it up. Oh no! All right, I need to load up my information.
We're using Micah. All of these builds are gonna have weapons 5 out of 5 and plus 15. If not, I'm gonna mention when it's not 4 out of 5 at 5 out of 5. But I'm gonna turn the enchantment off, and that might leave some error margin. So I might do a second try at this, but I'm gonna keep this off. So keep that in mind. And then we have anti-machine Magatamas Wind Element, whatever Magatamas on the sub-slot. We have Death from Above, Carpet Bombing, Ruthless Explosion to reduce the defense of the enemy. You can equip White Feather Aska over here because we know how good it is. But since I'm using Rinko, since I'm using this character, I want to enhance the damage a little bit more. So I'm gonna put the Rinko because it has the human damage increase multiplier. Then we have Fuyutsuki, and then we have Stella.
So who's gonna be the white? So who's gonna be breaking armor then? We're also at step 400, and we're still able to crit.
Susune, just cause. And you can use anything, honestly. Like the best option is Fuyutsuki. You can use Yukina. You can use Homura. You can use Nino, Granny. Like there's tons of options for damage increase for range on red. Here are the customs, the training. Then Rin. For Rin we the training.
I don't know why everybody does that. It's like nobody goes for the funny number strategy because if you do 50,000, I think it's like 6 times, it will take you exactly to level 69. And then if like going from 69 to 70 is like a less than like 1%, not even a 1% increase. It's like the decimal point is so small to going for the next point up. It's like, dude, just keep it at level 69. Who cares? It's funnier that way.
Then Rin. For Rin, we have Lightning Browser at 4 out of 5. Everything again max out as much as possible. The Magatamas are gonna be Anti-Machine, Electric, whatever on the subslot, Electric Vault, Vault Spin, Denki. So Denki is something that I have to take note of.
Yeah, because it gains a no, not part. No, it gains a
Range attacks, and that's why we're using Denki.
yeah immunity to
Electric
range
Barrier is gonna give
because
you
that's really good on
5%
this.
super armor against range attacks, and the
Because
thing
that's
is
perfect against
that
machines because you either get shot to
this
death at
isn't the best
400 in
skill
like
for
2 or
this
3
skill.
hits.
Technically, it's Bolt Rush, but these enemies have a speed reduction
Immunity to slow.
so
It's
we
also
don't
like
use
makes her super vulnerable. So like she'll get
you
kicked
can
inside the
change
attack
Denki
and
for
die.
Bolt Rush. Keep that in mind. Then Volt Spin. Volt Spin is going to be our source of Electrocute, reliable Electrocute to break the super armor, and Electric Volt just to deal damage and take advantage of the weapon.
It's honestly kind of
Supporters, of
crazy that
course, we
Electric
have
Volt doesn't
River
actually
Star
deal
and
electrocute.
we have the Fountain
You would
Tree,
think
but
like the
if you
field
are
effect
FTP, you can just equip,
support the field effect type of skill
buff
like that with
as
suction inside would
That's
actually, you
another
know,
option to make you tanky.
deal
And we have
electrocute with
here
lightning
full
strikes.
mana, but if you don't have a
It just
mana,
feels like a missed opportunity to
which is
say
a
the
permanent
least.
supporter, you can just put Arabella. Sets of the customs, start training, and then
Okay, he doesn't play Rin a
Chisel.
lot. I can see
For
that.
Chisel, we
He's using her
have
for the
Outdone,
specifically for
or if
that.
you don't have the Outdone, you can just use
You can use
Goddess
Goddess of Love. You can
Even
use
the,
Seed Bomb. You can use
Momoshika is
Cyclops.
useful on this one.
You can use Moulin Rouge
Um,
because it's the best
Then
thing
we have
ever.
the anti-machine water Agatamas. This weapon is plus 14, but again the enchantment is off. Then
I still really appreciate the
Rose
fact that you
Rondo,
can now turn
Quick Shot,
enchantments
and
off.
Sprout
That's so
Guardian.
awesome.
As you notice,
Now
we
I
have a
really
heal,
now it's like all
so
right.
we need a
Now it's
Sprout
like a
Guardian.
gift horse in the
Quick Shot
mouth.
because of
Let's
the
have
movement, and Rose Rondo
the
because of
ability
weapon.
to
Both
disable
of them are gonna
awakening
give us
points.
defense,
That would really be the
defense
that would be the
reduction on
best
enemy,
play
so
ever.
that's also pretty good. We have
Okay, that's your White Feather user. It's like there's no way you're not using White Feather at like this high of
most
floors.
of the times, not always, but most of the times, and this is also going to increase the damage. Then we have Azusa to give penetration and critical
Azusa with
resistance
blade
down,
damage
and
boosting,
Suzune.
and then Yamato Suzune
Lastly,
for
stats of the
debuff
customs
boosted.
and start training. For the
Yeah, he uses
armory, we
Shizuru
have
a
this,
lot.
and for the
162
formations, we have
supporters.
Gosha R&D division, the Mischievous One, and Evil Eyes. Enhances human, enhances damage, reduces damage taken and increased damage dealt to machines, and increases damage dealt to machines and reduces damage increases damage dealt from machines. So well, that's gonna be good enough. So let's do the run. I just need to.
It is kind of crazy how we don't even have to worry
focus
about
on the,
penetration that much anymore.
Yellow and the red.
Like they effectively
And if
like
I do
disabled,
fall,
not
there's gonna
disabled
be a
it, but just like
problem.
rendered it like pointless or
Like this.
something.
And I break the super armor constantly, focusing particularly on the
On the yellow guy.
yellow one.
Yeah.
Let's see.
There it is. He's gunning him down.
No. Hey, stop that. Yeah, like that. Break the super armor. Break the super armor. Rin! Survive. Oh,
Yep.
poor Rin. Well, I tried. Oh, the yellow
Yeah,
one
you're
is
doing
done.
pretty good. You can still clear it.
But Rin
It
didn't
won't be
make
a
it.
minute at
Consider
least.
that I am taking off the enchantment. So technically, this would be way easier. If
You
I
only
were
turn off
using
enchantments for
enchantment,
weapons
but I am
though. It
not.
doesn't do anything for like supporters.
Just a
You
little
just
bit
hit
more
that
damage,
hard when you're at,
and
you know,
that's
step
it. What happened with the
490.
blue one? Well, it is what it is, and it's good enough.
You still got a sub 1 minute. That's
Yeah,
still really
with the
nice.
enchantment, this would be easy.
Means you
and
get the
I
auto finish
wouldn't-
feature.
I wouldn't have one of my characters gone. In fact, we did good enough because I managed to do the auto clear, so it was under a minute. That's pretty decent. Now, let's do this with-
Hold on.
it was
Does
under
that
a
guy
minute,
actually
that's
have
pretty
like?
decent.
Oh, okay. I was like, no, there's no fucking way somebody actually got a 4-second clear with Kara in the main slot. It's like you are lying to yourself. There's no way that's happening. She gets kicked to death the moment she gets on the field,
Now,
dude.
let's do this with demons. What are we gonna do here? We are still using Ureha Ring. Ureha Ring can only be used on a human or demon team, or a mixture of.
So,
So,
okay, Anrose is
there's
going to
different things that you can
electrocute.
put. For example, you can put your human team.
Spinell is
and
going to be the
also
damage dealer, and
Felicia, Blue Felicia for healing.
all that, because it's like
Way better.
Anrose is much better
But
at dealing
you're not gonna use
electrocute in the
Lapis.
first place.
Lapis,
Probably even better than
Mirabell,
Rin in
and
most cases.
Ana Rose. Why Ana Rose? You know it, because we have the Mochi weapon.
Because we gotta use
With
Shikigiri,
anti-machine
because it's the best way of a
leaf,
defense down for crowds.
Wood Magatamas. What are Magatamas? So the sublot, you know, the weapons max out. Gem support, piercing dash, and moral boost. Increase defense, heals the party. Pretty good. Sets of the customs.
It makes me question, it's like, oh man, it's like, what should I do
We
in
have
terms of like
Ana Rose.
making
For
things
Ana Rose, we
doing more
have
damage to total war? It's like, oh yeah, I forgot. You need to do shit like this, where it's like make all your UR mags and then get proper sets. I'm like, oh yeah, I don't want to do that. That's not fun. Alright, I got the idea. I don't need to. I know what you're doing.
I love this. Just do 1, do 2, and do
Crystal
3.
Shard Burst, and
I
then do
deal
Piercing
damage.
Thrust
And I
again
break
to
this
keep it
properly
up.
with the active 2. Yeah.
See, that's the
Basically,
thing
we
about it is
let
like
everyone else deal with the super armor.
that's more or
I'm
less just like the
gonna
showcase effect for
be
that in the
using
first
my
place. Is like
stuff
I
to
got
deal
it
damage.
because wow, one time for Sue, that's about it.
And thankfully, even though we don't have as much control, we have just enough to make this pretty easy. And then not to mention that we have reliable healing on this team. So yeah, that's pretty good. Okay, we break the super armor. And that's going to increase the damage. Nice. Okay, good healing, pretty good healing. You saw how Lapis was about to die? I love this amount of healing, unlike the previous team. Yeah, just like this.
Is Lapis even hitting in the first place? It's like
let's see. I'm not gonna be able to use my ultimate, but that's fine. There.
no. Oh, okay.
And that's it.
Yeah, it's just pure brute forcing it. Does it good. All right. Oh, there it is. There's another particle charge character, Fire God Micah. I don't have her. I didn't care to get her because she's like, okay. But it's like, I guess it can work out for some people because he's also got he's got her. He's gonna have that together, and then next week we're gonna have main slot Mirabell to have more particle charge damage inside. So she's gonna bowl him over.
But okay, break super armor, and just like that, I'm gonna keep the enemy in place. Break super armor. Well, at least it auto targets, but it has happened to me that the enemy just gets away or gets invincibility, and well,
Yeah, the weapon skills don't have invincibility. They're not invincibility. They what is it? Not invincibility. They don't have armor, so it's like you can still get hit out of them. That's why they suck ass, because they're slow.
There you go.
That girl's gotta take a
They
stance.
deal decent damage, for sure. Oh yeah, it would be nice to just heal, right? Like this. And the good thing is that it does have a certain degree of super armor. It can take a hit. So, yeah, even though the animation is long, it's not
Oh, it does
useless.
pierce. But even then, it's like, look at that.
Mhm.
It takes the 1.5 seconds to
Would you say
fire.
this is good? Do you think like this weapon is usable. I used to think it was good because I didn't know how slow it was.
Yeah, it's slow.
It can be
It's
abused,
very slow,
sure,
like
but
all
with a build like this
all
one
weapon
on a stage
skills. Because
like
like the
this
only
one
person who actually makes uses of
of
weapon skills in the first place is like
on a different one,
is Foxy Grandma herself, because
it's
she
not
actually has stuff
exactly
that's core
reliable.
for it.
Wow. Let's see.
It's a line drive pierce, which is
There.
good. The hitbox for it
Done.
seems like too thin to make anything
I
like
just
useful
need-
of it.
Like if there's too much damage, I would struggle. Not only that, if there were
I don't know. I don't think I could actually see like I
more
don't know much about High
enemies,
School DxD in the
if I
first
needed
place
to
to really
deal
go like,
even
yeah,
more
that's a good
damage
idea.
because of
I
the amount
mean,
of damage reduction that enemy has,
I guess it could work.
as this would not be that reliable. Like usually the damage multipliers of the skills is gonna be more effective than the one of the weapons. Honestly, I'm glad formation effects.
Let's see how it does against Lena, because Lena's really
attacks
aggressive with that.
Like okay, like this.
It's a 9 million damage crit, which is really nice.
To charge fast, and then I use this one. Oh,
Because
I
Lena,
need
when
to
she
get,
gets low enough,
this.
she'll yep, there it is. She activates it and goes really, really fast.
There. Nice. So it is usable for sure. In solo content, it's not that bad. In team content, on the other hand, where the enemy is going to go after a different.
Oh, that's cool.
Where the not that bad. In team content, on the other hand, where the enemy is going to go after a different target and won't come near you, you might miss.
Gotta bait the attack.
There. So take that into consideration. Here, it looks pretty good because I'm the only target. But on VR, nah. It's problem to me.
I mean, that's
so,
also that's like the best
yeah,
thing about Mirabell
that's
too, is like he barely takes any damage because all you have to do is like she has maximum run speed when she's aiming, so she goes absolutely fucking nuts with it. That's so much fun. That's good. We'll leave a comment. Good job. Good job, buddy. Good job, bud. You got it. Yeah, it only turns off the visual effects. If it actually turned off enchantment, that would be really great. That would be super awesome if I could disable enchantments. I would love being able to disable enchantments so badly, because that's like the next step possible for people wanting to milk the stuff out of the game. 199 out of 71. So then we have like, okay, what are they gonna do in terms of this? So let's think about it. It's like it's Choir Phantasma versus Golden Seraph. Not Golden Seraph. It's Choir Phantasma versus Metal Storm Mirabell. It's a hard choice because if we do specifically the particles, a particles setup, it goes really hard, and it's like it could do that, but you need like obviously we just watched a little video from JC Tips. Our man, he has Fire God Micah. He has the supporter that does more damage to depending on your particle charge. So it's like, yeah, you too can do a 9 million damage crit off of a weapon like that using your weapon skills, but it's just like it's slow. It's not worth it. But it's like that's it can scale much nicer compared to that. So you have to really value. It's like, do you want? Honestly, I would try to at least get one copy of Choir Phantasma, because this singular boost right there to remove buffs at like every 15 seconds is so good. Even though it only removes, it's 6 enemies at every 15 seconds. So if things start to go long, like if you fuck up and like things happen with like Kanaloa, and it's like, oh, Kanaloa, the fight took too long, and now she has an immunity. You can take this off just by having it on your team in the first place. It's just that little bit of utility. But then you have to obviously weigh the option of, do I want utility or do I want to do more damage? That's like the whole thing with like this. It's like, because Mirabell's is do more damage more often. And it's like, it plays into what their greatest strength is. And Phantasma obviously is designed to be a support character who can obviously do great things in Assault. But that's just it. It's like, she's gonna be team cleric. She's gonna clear debuff. She's gonna buff the team. She's gonna weaken her enemies. Really, really good stuff.
こんばんは。いい夜ですね。これもまた一つの占いで
You
す
were
よ。
already there.
ちょっと緊張しま
Let's
す。
see.
こんばんは。
What do we have?
いい夜ですね。
We need to do daily quests. We need to do event story.
ちょっと緊張します。
So where is it? Where is Phantasma? There we go. Let's use her. Because obviously the play is... There it is. Golden Seraph. We'll actually equip that.
もう少しいい武器はありませんか？
Whispers Phantasmal Mirror. Because it's like you don't even need any sort of like setup with this. Like in terms of not setup. You don't need any skills. Wow. I cannot find the words. For Clinging Nightmare, you don't need any set effects. You just need to have the skill in the first place. That's what makes it so effective for the most part. Is the fact you only need those skills in the first place. Also, since the fact that it automatically course corrects whenever something dies is one of the best things about it. Because that means it's like when it dies or it meets something that's like it can actually beat. When she can actually beat something, like deal enough damage to kill it, she can actually move the she can not increase the duration, but it's extended as far out as it needs to be. Usually you would try to get this to targeting specifically on the boss, because it's like it'll be the one that lasts the longest, so it's able to do as much as it needs to. Why does it do that? Why does every time that she uses her ult, it's like it just spikes the audio immediately? It's like, okay, I'm gonna blow up your ears, dude. Here it comes. Woohoo! Yippee, buddy. I always really like that feature where they have the ability for the whenever have like you create a clone of something, it causes the it copies whatever costume they're wearing. Because you know, other games it's like, oh, whenever they make a copy of your character to use on the field, they just have it to where it's like, there you go, congratulations, you have the ability to copy it, and it doesn't look any better. See, that's what everybody misses out on. You get to level 69. Who cares about like, oh man, it's like 8%. What am I going to do? That's going to be like 80,000 points. It doesn't matter. It's going to go from 345 to like 350. That shit's stupid. But I guess that's like, when you put it that way, it's also the that's the sort of idea you need to have in like, you want to place in Total War. You need to do like these very tiny optimizations to start scrounging for damage. That's usually what that sort of stuff turns into, is like finding new avenues for increasing damage that typically you wouldn't be using before. Not so much before. It's like getting the most optimal situation out of everything. It's like, bro, I don't want to make UR mags. That shit sucks. Damn, the hitbox for that is huge. I did JC. We talked about that earlier. It's Momochi Weapon 2, the big bad kid on the block. I just really have a hard time thinking about, like, man, it's like it wants to compete with Cleansing Everwhite. That's right, because Cleansing Everwhite does not affect that skill because it doesn't get the the exoskeleton boost. So it needs to have like the defense down aspect and critical resistance to just go nuclear. So like I'm not gonna pick up a copy of that because it's Mirabell. We've got to pick her up. We've got to pick her up from school, even though she's like a 38-year-old woman who doesn't go to school. What do I think about the new tower floors? They're very bloated. Enemies having, I think it's like a minimum. The mooks having 20 million HP, and some of the bosses having in the neighborhood of something like 75 million apiece. It's like, all right, if you're not packing 87s at this point, or you have like hard CC like Cool Mom does, you're not going to get a lot out of it. The very good. It's very good the fact that they put out the new what's it called? They put a nanomachine, they put some materials inside there too, which is very, very good. That means it's like, thanks to Anniversary, now we have, I think it's 2 of each, a nanomachine and a demonite, which is fantastic. It's like, my goodness, I couldn't ask for more at that point. Because now it's like I can take my copy of Cleansing Everwhite and put it to 5. Because I was waiting essentially to see like what are they going to do with Kara, what are they going to do with Mirabell, and since Kara sucks, I can put all my resources to something I actually like. I will never not be bitter about Kara. Like they made Mirabell fun and they made it really cool, and they made Kara shitty. I'm shitty. Because we're going to need some money to upgrade a whole bunch of stuff. Because I need to get some points into Mirabell this week, alongside doing stuff for the next part of the project. Got too much going on. Got too much going on and not enough time to do it. That's why I liked having last week. It's like I had a day off on Sunday. It was really, really great because I was able to just say like, fantastic. I got like about everything done that day. Whap. Go get him, baby. Why does it do that? It doesn't happen every time where it's like, all right, she uses her ult, and then it's like spikes the audio. Because like I see this happen a lot whenever it's at the very end of a video when I put the ending card on there. I think it's like a rendering problem where it's like it's trying to play the first second again of the video, but it's it's a audio glitch or something like that. It's gotta be, because it's like it's so loud every time. Phantasmal mirror. Bro was unfortunate. He managed to get hit by the explosion on it.
Whee!
But oh yeah, 130 was I want to say it's like even with some of the more like annoying aspects like even with some of the more annoying aspects of like the jellyfish, and you need something like Nun Phantasma to actually help you clear it. That or you run off racial Hebiko, and it's like, what is going on? I don't like how you need something like for removal on that aspect, because I can't remember if there's like, is there, off the top of my head right now, I can't remember if there's any weapons that need have buff removal on them. Because other than that, it's like, it's not very substantial. It's very annoying that that factor exists. Because at least like with the Kanaloa jellyfish, they are very slow, but like I think the red ones have the super stun that lasts like 7 seconds. It's either 5 to 7 seconds, but it's very devastating. Like getting hit by that, it's like, I'm gonna headbutt you. Oh no, I'm taking a substantially high amount of damage because it's Tower 130 and you get 4-shotted because they're like VR 150 enemies. They're really brutal. Because I think it's like last week when, you know, Saika had all her stuff come out. Like, I think it took at least like 7 attempts because she'd get caught out. Because I'd mess up the combo, which is you use her disarm, you use takeover, and then you use shadowless kick. Because if you mess that up, you're just gonna die. Because like that makes me laugh every time, because at one point we had it at one point at the very end we had it all the way in the back. We were about to win, and then it's like the targeting, what is it? It switched from Ingrid because she died, and then went to Saya. Saya jumps backwards, and then she takes us into Ingrid's flame pillar before she died. And then it's takes our damage down and grinds us into the dust because it's super high damage flames, and it's like painful. I felt that. I felt that in my soul. Lance ultimate weapon has buff removal. It's like, okay. Oh, but that also means like I'd have to play Lansang. Was that Ferula Absolver or something like that? The one you get from the gacha, that thing, that fancy thing. I like what Lan does. I like the cloning ability she has. You know, like you can deal up to triple damage if you set your cards right. But getting knocked out of almost any attack she does just feels like so awful. And then you have the opposite end, which is Kara, where she can't get out of any of her attacks. Let's go here. Yeah, Absolver's Ferula. Deals epic damage and removes 2 types of buffs from the enemy at a 3 cost. Nice opportunity value right there. But it's also 2 types from 1 enemy. I think that at 130 spawns a maximum of like, I want to say 3 or 4 of those things. Maybe you could probably do some hitbox tricks, but I don't think I don't have this weapon, so I haven't been able to test whether or not it's a projectile or a stick slam. Because if it's projectiles, they don't, they only go to a single target or whatever it is. But if it's like this, she hits him with the stick, you could probably do some hitbox fuckery and knock out 2 buffs from them. Because they only have the single immunity. Because they roll between the 2 of them as soon as the mission starts. What's up, Avalon? Well, we talked about Mirabell, how fantastic. Oh, look at that. It's Pumpkin Night. We were talking about that earlier. Oh, this is for VR. I was like, I'm trying to use Shadowless Kick. We could have just bowled it over right then and there. Take over! Sometimes I forget about Lan. Whenever it's not like tanky weak or trying to like break his armor in some sort of way or doing any sort of exploit, it's like, I don't know. I don't want to use her. I've been spending like the last like 2 weeks trying to find ways of like not having to use her because she's a very good solution for you put critical, you put you put Bride Rose, you put White Feather in the main slot, you hold dodge and you wait until the match is over. That's not. It's efficient, but then it stops being fun. Those are for days when I really don't feel like doing anything. But how was your vacation there, Avalon? Did you pick up anything good? I read some of what you picked up, but it's like, what, you got any more you got in there in the first place? Because I know you picked up that RPGX book. That's got good stuff in there. That's so nice. I love the back. I love doing the double backwards input, and then doing something like, and then doing the big shoot. General Halloween. It's like, yes, very illuminating. It's good. It's like how very convenient that it's like, bro picks up the RPGX booklet that has like, you know, General Halloween, and it's like fantastic. Take over. Oh, they made her so much more fun, because like you could always, because it's so satisfying to just do double dash and then just do the big kick. It was like, oh, bam, motherfucking Inazuma 11 over here. She's just like Kazemaru Ichirota or some shit like that. Super Plaps, action Taimanin. Everybody loves Hot Robot. Such a fun farm. Let's get rid of these. That should be enough. I think it's like a 200. Look at all those rotational coins. Lovely stuff. Do that. Ninjas, Titanicas. Yugachi was a woman under there, but you weren't expecting that? Very good stuff. Okay, I can't get a copy of Phantasma. It's like I don't want to spend the coins for that. It's not worth it yet. We need to save all our resources for the upcoming week. Jazz hands. Let's get some more gold. I've been spending a lot of that lately so I can level up points into them. I think it also really says a lot when it's like I know which characters I use a lot in like a lot of VR content. They do the I forget, it's like it's a very, very small amount of like skill point EXP that you get from doing VR missions. So whenever I see a character, I end up like Phantasma, I think got to 50,000 points just specifically by doing having her in like VR and stuff. Because I use her there a lot. Same thing with Shizuru. They have lots of points because they only get ever used there for me. because Shizuru is my favorite team player. It's the wrong side. Whoops, this is not demons. This is the one with Terratard Assault. Oh, you got the Figma Asagi with the Gregnancy attachment in the Shizuka figurine. I've never seen Queen's Blade in my life. I know obviously about Catalia. She's like big supersized tits gaming, but it's like I don't even know what that is. Not the like the former, but it's like what is Queen's Blade? What do they do in there? He thought he was so smart. He thought he was a freaking genius. I think that specific Asagi. I think that specific Asagi one is like I remember all those years ago when it came out. It I think it cost like $150 because it's like it costs $150 and it's like the bootleg versions. It's but the thing is, if you didn't buy it from their website, if you lose the pregnancy feature, you can't get a replacement for it. I have no idea why the Lilith company will not warranty the small goods on there for the most part. It's like, oh no, I've lost the baby portion. I have to get my Asagi warranted and get a new piece for it. Because I remember reading something. It's like a guy lost that part. He couldn't find it, or it's like it got damaged or something. So he had to go buy the he had to go on this Chinese reseller website and buy the 75-cent piece of plastic to get the replacement for it. And even then, it was still off color from Asagi herself, because I think it's a really rich purple. It's almost like Rinko's purple from the way it's just the way it's set up, but it has the metallic sheen on it. And at that point, it's like, man, how much paint did they use on that? Because the resale for that statue is insane. I can never find a copy. I can never find the posable Asagi figure for under $200. It's just. It's just crazy expensive. It's a game book series that turned into a series of spin-offs, including anime. I knew about the anime itself, but I didn't know it was actually was it a manga previously, or was it can I actually play the Queen's Blade tabletop RPG? I got to go to the bathroom. The Broger. I'm honestly impressed. I did not honestly expect, like, oh, Queensblade, the tabletop RPG. Wait, is it like a board game situation? Is it like a board game, like a Bloodborne the tabletop, or is it like I have to buy like the Monster Compendium and buy the card deck set, like the starter card deck set, and then the expansions? Because it's like if it's that kind of it's like I don't know. I've never been a fan of that because it's like the initial investment is always such a turnoff for me. That's why it's like as much as I love Bloodborne, I really don't want to pay the initial $200 for it. Because then there's like expansions. I love the Nun Phantasma costume. I think it's like the only one that I sit there and use myself. It's imprinted itself into my head so badly that it's like I don't even recognize this as her default costume. The default one is is that. It's a game book series. Oh. Okay, that's a little weird. I was well, that doesn't work. My segue is doesn't work out that much better now. So anyways, it's the other day I wanted to our next long form series is probably going to be Shin Megami Tensei 3 Nocturne. We're gonna play that as I didn't want to start it this week. With that, it was like I was looking up stuff about that, and it's like apparently the Shin Megami Tensei series has a tabletop RPG, and it's like you have actual monsters, you have character sheets, you got all that sort of stuff. I was honestly impressed. I'm like, really? I never expected that. Because it's like, what is it? I remember reading it's like you can play as like human, demon, and fiend or something like that. And it's like the humans are pretty crap to use, at least if you're like, like a new player situation, but they gain access to weapon skills. So it's like depending on what's equipped there, they have like, specific stuff they can do and unlock. Like with, you can guillotine and guillotine charge and then like another thing to attack 4 times in a row and do some crazy shit with that. So I was like, that's really cool. I don't have enough people to actually sit there and play tabletop like that. More or less even want to get something as niche as like SMT and its conventions. That'd be something cool to like. I'd have to go to Gen Con. Well, it already happened this year, but I'll have to go like next year in August to see if there's like any support for that. That'd be really cool to do. Oh, that's right. I look over there to see like there's my friend DM'd me and told me like, bro, everybody they banned Reanimator. Well, they banned Entomb and they like no they didn't, and they limited Reanimator or something in Vintage. So he's just like, oh my god, I'm so sad. I can't entomb my Atraxa and then reanimate turn 2. This is so awful. I hate everything. I can't beat people up and get $2,000 in store credit anymore. Like, I'm not even joking. This guy is like, bro gets hard from the fact he's like, dude, I reanimator Atraxa and then just go in like a motherfucker and ruin everybody's day. And he's done this over for like a year, and he's so pissed about it. It's like me, I'm out here. It's like, yeah, I'm playing Pauper today. I got an enchantment as my commander. How crazy is that? Yeah, this morning I looked through my boxes so I could find out, like, all right, what can I do? What cost can I cut for Lumra? And I did that today. I bought my cards, and they'll be on the way almost by December, which is awesome. So I can finally put some time off, and then it's like, cool. We'll show off my new deck to my friend, because they're both doing landfall. I keep forgetting, it's like slash Shazoom. Sochu Max Taimanin Shosen book full collection. Full collection book. Which one is that? Now, right, hold on, I gotta look that up. I've got to look it up. Gotta go over here. Bro's got the twin steer. Oh, I hate it. It's like we open up X, the funny X, the one that requires you to make a the forms account, and it's like as soon as I open it, I see fucking 27 results for AI generated stuff. I'm like, you have got to be kidding me. Is there really no way to just disable that immediately? Oh, it's that one. I was like, which one do you mean? It's like, because I didn't remember the artist for it. It's like, oh, I know which one you're talking about. I need to make sure. It's like, no, that stayed on the Google page. Those are the Yukikaze books I really like, because they don't have actually Yukikaze in them. They have all the better ladies from it, to say the least. I don't think I've bought any like Dojin Works in a very long time, because one, it's just like there's not a lot out there that I really want to like pick up very badly. If there was anything I was going to pick up, I would probably get like maybe the RCWD books, the ones that he's done for specifically like Asagi, and the well, I already have Dark Flame book. Like that's like it's the gold standard for Ingrid content. I love Caramel Yaro, or it's like KY. That guy is incredible. Makes the best Ingrids and really good general Taimanin content out there. Because like the worst part about it is like, all right, I'm gonna go try to buy Dojin content, and it's like, no, you're not allowed to do that because tariffs and people reselling the book that normally costs less than $3 are being resold for $55 a piece. That, or it's like the set gets marked up to like $100. I'm like, who is buying this? Like, you cannot be serious. I remember. Here's a really, really good story about that sort of stuff. A few years ago, me and my friend, we went to our local downtown anime convention, and we're perusing the market section, hanging out, having a good time, and we see a guy in the corner, just hanging out, just doing his thing, and he's selling, books. He's selling like various manga, and he also sells doujinshi. In this like little not accordion folder, but it's like this little like banker's box or something, like you're at the comic book store, and it's like I go over there, and it's like, whoa, he's got stuff in there. He's got stuff I recognize too. Granted, mind you, this is also like, I want to say 7 years ago at this point. So we're both going in there, and like me and my friend are talking back and forth about like stuff we've read, and it's like, oh yeah, it's this. It's like, I really like this one. It's like, it's awesome. So it's like we both go up there and we just like, you know, we buy. I think I buy like 3 or 4. I think it ended up costing no more than like 21, like $17 or $18. When that happened, it was just like, yeah, that's great. It's like good stuff, and we take our stuff and leave. Now here's the kicker about it. My friend, I was the one who was of age. My friend was not of age when that happened. So it just makes me laugh a little bit. It's like, my man, Mr. Shopkeep, you did not do your due diligence and ask us all that sort of stuff. Because where I work, we're really stringent on age and stuff like that. So it's like, you didn't do your due diligence and try to find out and ask identifying questions to see whether or not we're old enough to even do this. Because I was and he wasn't. So it's like, good job, dude. Nice for like the next year. But the next year we went though, he was not there, which was sad. It's like, dang, because I like that, because like nobody really sells that sort of stuff just out in the open like he does. That was like, I think almost like 7 years ago at this point, which was crazy enough. No, that's 7. It was like 6 years ago, but it's just like crazy to say the least for me. It's like, bro did not check. Like, how nice job. Like, you go to like any anime conventions lately, they are much more stringent on that sort of thing, and like they check. Like, staff does walk around and check, so it's like you can't really get away with that stuff anymore. More or less you actually can. You just gotta be confident and know what you're talking about, so you can fool them into seeing it. What's up there, Jeff? We're out here just gaining resources to be ready for next week. Oh, you know what I just realized? We haven't had like one of those giveaway supporter over the course of a month things. I think our last one was what, Lapis? I want to say that. I want to say it was. Two books for almost $300. Bro's buying the hardbound editions. The hardbound editions with leather and embossed lettering and everything like that. It's like the most fancy version of the most fancy version of like an RCWD book or whatever. He's buying the premium edition of art collections, of Pixiv art collection omnibus stuff. Wow! Wow! You're running the mill, A11 paper size. It's like, yep, it's like, that's, you gotta love exchange rate. $300. You cannot make that shit up. Because when you say it's $300, most people think to go straight like, oh no, he's buying something like the special package edition that has like the tapestry, the folder, the acrylic stand, all that stuff together. Nah, bro's buying just the regular book. The book that costs now an arm and a leg to get because great things are happening. Really? Like, I absolutely hated paying the $40-something for Irenka. But if anybody knows, oh yeah, speaking of like art books, if anybody does know the Twitter for Oe Nagisa's is pretty easy because they tweet on that account a lot. Send me the link to Oe Nagisa's Twitter and also Zol's Twitter so I can start looking around there for their stuff. Because I'm pretty sure Zol has been working with the Lilith Company for forever. I mean, I can't buy you not wanting to go buy dojins at local conventions anymore. Because honestly, like, the market for anime goods has, like, exploded in, like, the last couple of years. So it's really, it's like, alright, it's normalized, to say the least. It's really, there's been a very large effort behind that in the last 10 years, really, to make it go from, like, a niche subject to, like, bro, everybody's doing it. They got, I see Gamer Sup, the Ahego cups. See, like, all that sort of stuff, like the anime aesthetic and everything. It's like, bro, this shit, it popped off, and there's money to be made. I cannot buy any Rio content stateside because, obviously, you know, Miss Sukisuki Rio, Miss everybody's favorite Yamato, and the Yamato pretty lady, cool beauty type with who's the major autistic baddie. There's money to be made with her, and I don't like that. Bro, I gotta wait for my plushie to come out next year, and that's gonna cost. That cost $40 initially, and I'm gonna pay another $30 in shipping. Loving it. Mama, they done stabbed me in the booty with their demonic attacks. They did not have to make Phantasma so much fun. The only thing I don't like about Phantasma is, like, she fires projectiles. She fires projectiles, but also it's like she has to sit there for the entire duration of the projectile. It's like, I wish that, like, as soon as the projectiles left her hands, she could change direction and keep firing. Because it's like, I really hate having to wait for those. I mean, honestly, if you're not going for, if you're not going to go for Mirabell, Nun Phantasma is the play. Because she has a lot of use in, honestly, a lot more content than what people think she does. Because of the fact that she has increased damage to one target, one person, and increased damage to all enemies at the same time. Which is a pretty nuts boost without any sort of, like, caveats behind it. Like, no racials, no character type, no nothing. It's like, if you're in a 1v1 situation, like bosses or whatever, it's like, fuck it, she gets a double-sided boost and then has the ability to oppress them. That's, it may be an older supporter, but obviously we're still using older supporters to this day because of their type agnostic effects. Like Yuri Hisui, one of a day 0 supporter, is still used to this day because of her effects. Reduced boss damage increases longevity, and the ability to nuke so insanely hard on any character is like, it's no problem. mean, I don't necessarily need to farm for Phantasma. It's just very nice for her to have more points so she can continue to take beatings. She takes a licking and she still keeps ticking. That's what I love about her. She's surprisingly durable for someone who's like... She's a surprisingly durable caster, which is odd to say the least. That's what I was trying to do. It's like I need to make sure it's like she can cancel out of it, but in order to get further along into the combo, you have to sit there and wait. She's hitting him. She's hitting him like freaking fentanyl, and it's like I can't stop. I can't stop myself. I've got maggots under my skin. I've got to be the best Phantasma she can be. I think, what is it? Phantasma has 2 limited sets from what I remember. It's like this and something else. No, she has a limited supporter in the fact that her default one. The default one probably find a home in the future. But but yes, Storm Mirabell is gonna be, the costume is gonna be great. That's honestly, it's like even with the supporter being like okay, so the supporter and the weapon are gonna be pretty alright. They'll do the job that they need to do. The fact that we now have probably one of her better costumes in the whole series, actually in the game, is really nice. Because it's Metal Storm and what is it called? She has a New Year's Yukata outfit. They'll probably add that to hers, next year, which I hope they do because I like that one. That's a good scene in RPGX as well. Because if I remember correctly, that's she's shooting a commercial in Washington D.C. and then gets seduced, and crazy hijinks ensue with everybody's favorite caretaker, Fuma. Oh yeah, it's like this is when I say it's like almost Nun Phantasma is like the better pick because it increases attributes Phantasma is like insanely good at. Like I don't have any weird caveats or anything. I have like Clinging Nightmare, having the ability to just say, yep, I'm going to suck up all small enemies together, and then you drop the good old fashioned you drop her Demon Slave in front of her. I cannot remember the name of that right now. You drop that in front of them, and you just like nuke the entire group itself. It's like, how much better can that get? It's great. Well, I mean, there's nothing to fear in terms of these ladies. It's like, goodness gracious, they'll help you do your taxes, for God's sake. What is the policy in the Fire Kingdom for the demons there? We must know we must increase the lore and the understanding. The thing is, like, I wanted more copies of her supporter, but I ended up getting 4 copies of the weapon, and I was like, Oh dang it! I want more copies of the weapon. Like, in fact, I don't want more copies of the supporter. I wanted more copies of the weapon because it's such a nice one to have in the main slot. Like in most situations, I have like better usage out of the weapon than the supporter. Because the supporter, it's like, even though I talked about it earlier, I typically like to use it for, you know, when I go play in VR, so I can keep the enemies oppressed, and they don't and they don't waste my time with their invincibility. Oh, a little bro over there was just right outside the hitbox for it. Oh, what does that then? I was wrong with that part. Because it's like, it's the fast slash is like, you know, she does a JCE. What does the slow slash, though? I think that's actually Black himself doing that. Because it's a very slow projectile if you're all grouped together. So it hits everybody. Who does that then? It's like, if I'm gonna be wrong, I'm gonna be wrong and proud. I gotta double down at every opportunity. It's like my friend was like on his phone playing like blackjack or something. So I was just like, he's just like, dude, what do I do here? It's just like double down every time. If you're at 20, double down. If you're at 1, double down. Just like go for it. Do stupid shit like that all the time. If you're wrong, double down. If you're right, double down. That's something I like learned over time is like, oh come on, buddy. If you're right, lean into it more. What are they gonna do? Prove you wrong? That's right. You gotta do things the Care of the Bloodlord way. It's like got a problem there. It's like people saying you're wrong, that like your information is incorrect. You gotta use your Blood Fist Retribution because it's the only thing that works, and it's going to be the one thing you're gonna make work. Because that's a metaphor for how Kara plays the character, and also like a decree about her personality. Not really though. Kara is like actually like really cunning and calculating, like a real vampire. That's why she's Edwin Black's sister. That's her big brother. What type of god makes a card 1 or 11? Well, that's how you play. Well, that's like how blackjack works. Aces simultaneously can be 1 or 11 depending on the situation at hand. Like here's a perfect example. A dealer gets a 9 and an ace. That will make them... The dealer cannot choose the ace to be an 11 because that will put it up to 20. So they will almost always... They will have to choose the ace to go to a 1, which makes it a 10. And they'll keep drawing until they have to go to like... I think it's 16 they have to stand on when I remember. Regardless, but you as a player, when you have something like a 9 and an ace, you can decide, okay, I can either make the ace a 1 or an 11. They go both ways. It depends on, honestly, it also depends on the table. Yes, I did miss the Simpsons joke. Oh, my man got me. I've been got live on stream. There we go. Let's put on live stream fails, everybody. Here I'm explaining blackjack. Bro, I can count. I can count to 21. Man. See, you say The Simpsons right there? It's like, I cannot think of the last time I watched The Simpsons. Because the most, like, Simpsons thing I've done recently is that one of my oldest videos on the channel is my Let's Play of Simpsons Hit and Run. And, like, it has a music claim on it. That's from 4 years ago, and they're just now getting to that shit. Like, they nailed, like, I think, like, some sort of copyrighted music found its way into the American Truckers stream somehow. And that got claimed, like, an hour after I finished the stream. And it's been, like, years and years later. It's like, okay, you used this music in your Simpsons Hit and Run video, and now it can't be monetized. I'm like, what are you talking about? I forgot I even had that. Homer introduces booze and gambling to a tribe of indigenous natives. He was and because he had the materials with him, and he was hiding from PBS because he donated too much. That's so perfect. That's amazing. That's like what it's like that. That's like that Game Grumps segment where Danny like donated money to like Danny donates money to to John Kerry during like the 2001 election, like the Bush versus Kerry thing. He donated to the Kerry campaign. So now for the last like 20 something years, he's been getting calls from like every like Democratic representative to like, hey, can we have your donation? Can we have your support? It's like, I don't want to do that. I made a mistake. Because I think I also remember my dad, I think this is like probably almost 25 years ago, he I think donated to some sort of like policeman's fund or something, and they've called us every single year for donations, and it's like, bro, we don't even answer the phone for that anymore. It's like we have, as soon as like we see it's like that kind of number, it's like after that kind of stuff happens, you just never answer the phone anymore. It's great. Can we have your support? Well, you can support me by not calling anymore. I'd really appreciate that. What kind of god makes the card a 1 or 11? I watched every single Simpsons episode, and we're gonna put it on a tier list. This video is 7 hours long. What happened? Oh, I was like, why did Clinging Nightmare disappear? Oh, because it disappeared because the target died. The dare I say, Phantasma's spell fizzled because there is no valid target anymore. You promised so much to PBS. It's like, no, Homer, you don't pledge an exorbitant amount of money because they're gonna ask you again. You just don't do it. God, imagine that. Imagine if there were Let's Plays on PBS. Because it's like they have like YouTube videos and like stuff like that on there in the first place. I'm like, man, imagine shit like a Scott the Woz on PBS. You know what would have been really good? It's like one of my favorite gaming channels is Classic Game Room, the guy who's been doing like internet game reviews for like almost 30 years at this point. Because I remember he started that like just a little after I was born, and it was like he's been doing them ever since. That guy is great. He's like really good intros, like Classic Game Room. That's his absolute love for the Vectrex, and it's every video starts the same. I think he got like his friend from like the radio station to do like an intro and setup, and then he has like it's a journalistic review of whatever game he's doing. That's what the Brainworm series is trying to do for the most part, because I love that. I don't need to sit there and spend 15 fucking minutes in telling you about the game. If I can't do it in 5, I'm not doing something right. That's why I like my Shupogaki video. That was always a thing for me. It's like, it's 15 minutes. I don't like making it 15 minutes. I could have said this in less time. Because if I'm going to do something like that, I will categorize it as a retrospective or whatever. What do you got, Phantasma? You're at you're 50k again. She got level 69. Nice. Very good. Let's see what we got for inventory. Oh, we got gotcha ticket. Let's see what we can get out of this. Let's go gambling. See what we're gonna get. Oh my god, it's a weapon. Who could it be? Another Naraku. Wow. You know, I never really get Asagi gear anymore. Yes, Anna and Phantasma are that stacked in general. Can you believe that Phantasma was like, when she got introduced, she was a brand new addition to RPGX, and they really wanted to push her super hard. So it's like, we're gonna put her in AT, and now she's like, bang. They did. The descriptions for like a lot of the gear in the first place is like, it gets missed out on. The word gotcha is Taimanin slang, meaning recruit. It is derived from a dialect from the word washa, which means searching for hidden talents like sujlang, also known as a warong. I'm probably pronouncing that wrong, because it's like, I forget, it's like how, and it's like what? I learned how this was pronounced because it's like when I was playing Fate Grand Order, Mr. Huge Wang himself is like a really good unit for like suppressing enemies and just looping around. But it's like Zujlang or something like that. I don't know. Zugalion. Oh man, that's not how it works. I've been saying that wrong for years. Your boy Kong Ming. It's your boy Kong Ming. It's like, whoa, look at him go. Sugalion. Suge. Look at that, we have our own copy of Valiant Sigurd. Because it's like, let's see. Oh, that's right. Because I like using these for these are really good exchange. Actually, this is a really good way to make sure you get what's it called? Stuff for your armory. Because I think it's what, Snake God, Ultimate. Oh yeah, these count as ultimate, so they're like you can use these tickets to get them, and it's really important you do. That's nice. Forgot about that. I can't honestly remember the last time I sat down and watched an anime series. It was I think the last one I did was Legend of the Galactic Heroes. And that's 2 years ago at this point. Because obviously we play a lot more games in here. I don't think I've watched a series and I don't watch enough of them. Like every time I go to like an anime convention, I feel so lost, and I also know I don't feel old because like people play a lot of games there, obviously, but I feel lost because I don't watch anything like that. I read a lot more than I do all the other stuff, and I don't get a lot of manga readers there unless they're like my age. Oh, I forgot about these. 3rd anniversary. Holy Knight Butthole Crusher. I mean, at this point, these summer weapons, I could just end up using them for exchange fodder. Escape from the city, baby. Oh, that's right. We get our copy of Ragnarok. I could finally get that to 5. Lan also could get to 5 as well. That'd be really nice. I have too many of these like 4 or 5 straggler supporters sitting around. Because I usually just wait to like, alright, maybe I could get something out of the exchange facility. I went to an anime convention with my Vegeta t-shirt, and he's like, good man. It's like, he's stronger than Goku. It's like the Vegeta cope. Like, bro, I don't care. One of my favorite t-shirts to wear when I go to conventions like that is my Ikaruga from Senran Kagura t-shirt. It sadly does not fit me very well anymore. And but I like wearing that shirt because it's Ikaruga completely naked, but she's in a hot spring situation, so steam covers up the good parts. And it's like, love that shirt. That shirt has gone with me in every move, and it's like, it's great. It's a lovely, lovely shirt. I think I have it somewhere. It's in I'm right next to my closet. Print Star, heavyweight pre-shrunk. Because this is from, when I remember correctly, it's one of her new wave cards from the game. No, this isn't Black Mask Ikaruga. This is for when they were still doing a Senran Kagura new wave. Because I remember seeing this card itself, because this is the full art borderless. Let me put on the shirt to see if it actually still fits. Because I bought medium on purpose because it's Asian medium, which is like American small. It still smells like the detergent from the last time I had to wash this. Oh, rad. That's great. You know what we need? We need face cam. We need face cam for that, so you can go see my arm straining against the shirt. There we go. That's the first time I had to put on the shirt in a while. That would be a really cool series to do. Because you reminded me of Black Mask. Like, putting on the shirt again. I feel like Asagi when she suits up for the first time and tries to go search for Kyosuke. It's like I'm suiting up again. I'm getting ready for the troubles that await. Because with that, is like, oh. Because I got reminded apparently about like obviously the Senran Kagura series is obviously fallen off really hard. And I used some of the music for the TA1 retrospective. By the way, thanks for everybody showing up on that one. That's really great. that's just part one. We have several more to go, and it's like that's a lot of work ahead. But it's like, please keep encouraging me to do it. I want to finish that. I want to get at least the core games done, and then we'll go to the spin-off series, like Kara and Rose, and probably other stuff. But let's not get too lofty. New attacker, Liv. Ooh, Liv, my goodness, he's actually got something going on for once. Do I actually want to use this? I already have Eleanor at 5. If anything, I need to get Asuka because she has like 3 different formations that are actually kind of important to what I'm doing. But it's like, I don't want to use that because I want to get supporters I actually like using. Because I remember when this supporter came out, it fucking sucks. It still sucks. And it's like, man, it's like every 5 seconds it'll swap. And it's like, well, I guess it can work. What is this one? Oh, this is for package weapons. Armed Psycha. It's like Wild West Francis. It's the Wild Wild West. See, there we go. This is why JC uses Fire God Micah with that, because innately it has a 50% boost. And then by 5% for 20 seconds. So you need a particle spender, which is why you use her weapon. And then it's the critical rate boost in there. So you can deal a 9 million damage crit by just sniping someone dead. I'd really like to have like the other supporter that gives the particle boost so I can just use Everwhite and something else. Because that's the particles play. I've never got Armored Kurenai. Only supporter skills work during this effect. Only supporter skills. What a weird setup. Like they have like all these supporters just spread out all over the place. Oh. I was like, why? I was wondering, like, why is this so spread out all over the place? It's because they're grouped up by weapons. So it's like, obviously, all 3 of these share. Ooh, that's right. Also, I just realized that. It's like, because since we have the ability to crit again, Lena can actually just go as ham as she wants to now. It'd be really nice. See, now my question is like, what do I want to do with this? Because like I always have a bunch of these tickets sitting around because it's like 4-5 is good. In fact, it does most of what I need it to, but I also want to pick supporters that I don't have already. Oh, that's right. We have a bunch of permanent costumes too, because the best part about these tickets is like, if you have characters you don't want to pick up and stuff like that, you can just use this to get. I have 3 of these, so I'm probably going to use them to get 900 gems for next week. 500 gems though, that's honestly crazy. You could get Volt's Christmas. Wow. You could take off her jacket. You can put on her jacket. You could get Tokiko. Man, I will never not shit on Phantom Mermaid. What a very uninspired costume. I mean, that's what I plan on doing, is using those for gems next week because they're permanents. Oh, I love this though. No, we can't do it. We got Clark Kent. We got freaking Superman. We got Super Emily. Yeah, we'll just use those because it's like it's a bunch of stuff I can already buy these because they're permanents. I love this. You can actually see it in the level of, okay, which characters do I like more? Like obviously I do like I like Cool Mom, but I bought all of the costumes for Mirabell and I bought all the ones for Kara, and then Lan has like all of her costumes still not unlocked. Get 900 there. Voucher for package weapons. Oh. Sky Edge Rinko. I was looking through assets for Battle Arena the other day, and it's like she uses Edge Trigger in actually one of her supporters there. Like one of the versions of Rinko actually uses Edge Trigger and a version of the Sky Edge armor. So I was like, that's really cool. I like that. That's a neat way of doing things. Let's see, we got Coral Kleber. I mean, if anything, I'll just probably get another copy of Dawnbringer because nothing here is really like that crazy. I don't use Rin a lot. She's just not exactly my thing. I use Asagi much more often. I can't remember the last time I used Shiranui. But I certainly understand like the strength is there. And the thing is too, it's like package weapon, it's like this is going to be part of it from going forward. Kill them all the missiles. We'll do that. Actually, let's make sure we don't already have a maxed out version of Dawnbringer, because I'm pretty sure I don't. It's all the way at the bottom because I don't have it equipped. Ninja Greatsword Orange. Asagi has way too many goods. It's like, girl, you got too much shit. I got 2 butterfly weapons I can't do anything with. Does she have it equipped then? It's got to be up there. Oh, that's with and without. Sword. There it is. So it's at 4-5. Cool. We'll just pick another copy of it. That way it just blows up. Because this does... Oh, it's for Kocho Ranbu. It's like, no thank you. I wish they would do more weapons like this. Like, Dawnbringer does, like, it modifies Senjinka. And, like, obviously Shosu modifies Wind Slice. I wish they would do that instead of, like, doing color signature skills. Because it's, like, it gives, like, nice alternative options for very strong attacks. Like, Senjinka, it's her warp skill attack. Now each one of her times when she does the warp skill, it does a shitload of damage. It hits like I think 4 times each. Yeah, it does three more. No, it has 3 additional warps, and then the cross blast hits like 4 times a piece. So it's like really, really valuable, especially when you can make the bleed version of it. And she just goes like, "All right, I guess I'm gonna ruin your fucking day." If I remember correctly, she can't actually break armor with this she can or can't do armor breaking strategies using Senjinka because I don't think it's skill damage, even though it's part of the skill. So that's like my question about it. That's good though. Now it's maxed out and I can do whatever I want with it. Captain Asagi, she's a hero. Gonna take the orcs down to 0. I ain't touching that. Oh yeah, I have an ultimate weapon. I could get Absolver's Ferula and remove 2 buffs from 1 enemy. Who could get this? Because honestly, I could probably use this like a copy of Nightfall. So I could have my Flatty Bratty be that much stronger. Ugh. What a disappointment. The last time I used this, I got Fallen Heart so I could boost it up more. Because this is, in most situations, well, in the pre-crit world, you could use Fallen Heart, and then it's, and she gets a fixed attack boost behind it, too, which is nice, because she inflicts Nightmare all the time. Because I remember, like, earlier this week, I used a bunch of tickets for Mystic Sword Nanashi, because it's like we talked about this last week. Rinko's pool is so immensely bloated through, like, because she's just a legacy character, they put a lot into her. So it's very difficult to actually get gear for Azusa because of, what is it? Your Rinko's greed is hurting the economy. It's like, please give the blind swordsman. Like I can imagine the, what is it? It's the picture of Azusa trying to drink just a little bit of water. It's like, I wish for a single copy of Mystic Sword Nanashi from Gacha. And then you get, like, here's another 5/5 copy of, like, Kirin or Yomigumo. Don't you just love that? Or in the exchange facility. I imagine Rin in the future will get some sort of upgrade, and then good old Gregorius will. Man, that's 6. That's bad. It's like, that's awful. Even 60% of your bar. It's like, all right, do 20 damage, and then increase your speed for 10 seconds. She has an SR that does the speed bonus better. Kumokiri. Yeah, I have 2 copies of. I have 2 Chironupus because I think I pulled that the other day. We pulled that the other day when we were getting gear for her. Because I was reading this the other day because I pulled another copy of Cherry Storm from the exchange facility. And I was like, oh yeah, she can actually use she can actually get really, really good use out of Cherry Storm now, because 56% critical damage on the weapon itself is crazy to say the least. But let's use this. Let's stop, like, procrastinating, because all it does is just sit in my inventory. We'll get Nightfall. Like, I want to actually use a lot of these. It's like summer vacation. It's like a lot of these are just going to end up being, what are they called? Put in the exchange facility. Ultimate Weapon 5. Man, I can. When did they start? What is it? The vouchers for these that were introduced, I think, in the 2nd year of the game's life, I think. And they've gone through regular alphabet, Greek alphabet, numbers. I think probably other couple of iterations as well, when they finally just decided to settle on the fact of, okay, we're going to use date. Date is probably like probably the way they should have done it in the first place, because they had like alpha, beta, epsilon, gamma, all that sort of stuff. Then they finished that, went to regular letters. They have 26 different versions of that, and 26 versions of the Greek alphabet. They used everything, when in reality the best option was staring them in the face the entire time. Just use the date, because that actually works really well for categorizing stuff. Let's see. This was pre-Yuka. This is obviously for Asagi. So this was like last year, I think. I have no use for a lot of this stuff. Sure, let's use that for Satsujinka. Ninpo Satsujinka. This is for Valiant Sigurd, so everything else beforehand is not that. I mean, we could get Chuck Liddell. I don't use Noah, though. Deep Impact is alright. Well, Deep Impact is very nice. It's just I don't use it enough to get anything out of it. We use Valiant Sigurd because we've been talking about Mirabell. Let's get her a 5/5 weapon. Decisive weapons. Most of these aren't that great. Like, I remember I got in like the exchange facility, I got another copy of Mayakashi. It's like, I already have you at 5. What do I even do at that point? Hajime is really nice. I could probably pick that up. I already have that maxed. Oh, Guardian Gear. That's the one with the suction and makes her go faster. We already got Revolving Bat, which is fine. That was an amazing improvement. That took so many resources. We could get it for Grandma, because I think they have this weapon at 3/5. Oh, Tatarigatana. This was designed for her, like, when people usually use her with her basic strings, they use her range stuff, or they use her combo extension for, like, mass Taimanin, or just beating up someone like Tenkyu 2. Because Nagi's normals are just so good. I already have a copy of full max Clear Wing. Increase penetration and critical damage. Lena, I don't know why they had to make your stuff like so. Well, I mean, it's like this is a situation with like Mirabell as well. It's okay at best. It will be a situation of it is forgotten initially because it doesn't shake the meta up enough, and then later on down the line, we make it. There's a discovery made using the supporter or the weapon that it's like, oh my god, I'm kicking myself for not having that. No, Ariel. We already have now an answer for Ariel. I know, I got coins here. Let's flip a coin. Alright, let's see. Heads, Hajime. Tails, Kamatogami. So let's see. Let's say, alright. It's gonna be. Let's say it's tails. It's heads. Alright, we're picking up a copy of Hajime. Voucher, trial supporters. That's voucher. Oh wait, I think I only have one copy of Sakuya. So that's actually perfect. I could use it for that. That's another 5/5 in the bank. Where's she at? Where are you at, little child? Need to clean all these up. I have too many duplicates that I just don't have a lot of use for. Where are you? The weapon skill supporter. I probably got the color wrong for her then. But I was like, I'm so sure it's blue. Because she has like a gold boost built inside her. No, I was right. She's blue. Where are you? Because I'm pretty sure I have her at 4. Because I did not grind her ass up. It's not enchanted. It won't be. I keep thinking that's her, but it's Clarissa Vanguard, our Blue Archive character at home. No way, where is she? This bratty child hiding. What? I don't believe it. It's like she's not here. There's no way. She's not equipped or anything. Okay, well that's weird. 'Cause she's like the only one that I have like a not 5 from all the other stuff. The Wicked Star weapons. I already have my maxed out version of Kokomaru Worm. Evil Sneak Blast. Sure, we'll use Riot Weapon. That'll be good for her. Heroic Tail. Increased damage by a buttload. Singular 1500 damage piercing nuke to remove armor. As long as you've got the particle charge, she'll help you out. What is it? Oh, it's 214. Yeah. That's probably for the best. Don't need to sit here for the next hour and a half and get decision paralysis. Get another copy of Nightfall so I can make her stronger. Fuck yeah. Reaping Wings, baby. That much closer. She's gonna be great. She's gonna be awesome. She's gonna rip him to shreds. To consolidate our copies of Hajime right there. Primeval Avalanche. It's gonna be awesome. All the characters the meta says are the best. It's like, well, the thing is, they're good, but they ain't that good. They miss out on the fun parts of the game sometimes. Can get rid of that. I can consolidate a lot of these actually. There we go, like Storm Slash. It's crazy to say the least. You can go nuclear with it. Get another that. Get another 3/5 copy. We're getting stronger. All right. Well, I'll probably do that there. Because it's 2:16.
こんばんは。
I gotta cook some things up as well, so I have stuff to eat during the week. We'll leave it at that, though. Thank you, everybody, for coming by. We got ready. We're getting ready for talking about some costumes, just hanging out this week. Nothing crazy. Showing off the differences between, it's like, do you want to get Phantasma? Do you want to go for Mirabell? I think the decision is made there. I informed you the best I could. Don't forget to like, comment, rate, favorite, subscribe, everybody. I'm getting sleepy. And as always, I'll see you next time. See you next week, everybody, for Mirabell time. Bye-bye.